in Cincinnati.
Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Chicago Bears and the Cincinnati Bengals. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So the drive's going to start with Pollard. 11 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
You can script and diagram plays all you want, but no one really envisions something like that happening this early in the game. How about that run to get things started? Didn't he win NFC Player of the Week last week?
Yeah, he was on fire a week ago, and what a start to this one.
Yeah, no sign of him cooling down at all.
First down, and it's Pollard again. And right away, he lost the football. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score.
Evan McPherson for the extra point.
And he's got it to make it 7-0 Bengals.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
On second down, here's Fields.
He rifles one that's intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for the Bengals TD.
McPherson now for the extra point.
And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Here's Pollard again. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
And he is the NFC reigning offensive player of the week. You got to think, all the guys that take the field each and every week, that's not an easy award. Always has to feel good to grab.
It has to feel great because it separates you, at least for a week, amongst your peers. And for him to separate again, he has to have the same type of a game. That means being explosive off the line of scrimmage and catching everything that comes his way.
And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Now on 4th and inches, they're going to want to talk this over. We get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Here's Fields on the sneak. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. They run straight ahead here with Pollard. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
On 2nd and 7, Fields. Over the middle, complete. It's George. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Now Fields. Boy, he almost did that himself, but it looks like he's about a foot or 2 short. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
A penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward. A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. Ran it last time, now Fields to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Bengals are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line.
Partner, there's no other way you could describe it because that was absolutely just gut-wrenching for that offense. They were right on the precipice. Points were available. All they had to do was just fall forward, and they were going to put them up on the board. Instead, a long drive ends in heartbreak and a melancholy trip back to the drawing board. I like it when I go a little bit lyrical for you.
And all the way down to the 42. 97 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame. And you talk about great blocking up front. I don't think he was even touched, not a finger on him, until he was brought down to the ground.
I think we heard the whoosh as he went by, didn't we? Right through the gap. No one there, as you outlined. No one touched him at all. A free sprint into the secondary.
Yeah, that's what you call breaking free right there. On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. Throw left side complete. That's Williams. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Here we go, here we go. 12.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Burrow, slant route, and he's got Freiermuth.
And the Bengals are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go.
Now they send a man in motion right. Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. The slot man in motion right. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the game, 17th on the year. And the Bengals take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 21-0.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the Plague did on the last one.
Fields throw there, complete to Mooney.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on second down.
Fields. Nowhere for Fields to turn, and down he goes.
That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at third down and long.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here comes the Bears punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
He's going to find Jefferson open downfield.
And he's out right at the 25. Now Burrow on first down.
And he'll find Chase on the right side, complete.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. That reception, his 600th NFL catch. Congratulations. Quite the accomplishment.
11, Thomas.
Looking to throw again on second down.
Burrow. And he'll go right back to Chase. That's caught again.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for third down. Burrow on play action.
A throw left side, caught by the tight end Freiermuth.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 23 yards, the final tally.
Here we go.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
And the Bears are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
Jesse Bates made the tackle from his safety spot. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And now he's got him in a great spot at the 8-yard line here, 1st and goal.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half.
Here we go.
They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A great play there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Bengals continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the rout is on here in this first half.
Taken at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Last time out, they had the fumble. That led to the touchdown. Not a great look on either side of the ball as the defense gave up the points too, Charles. But they've got to take care of the football and do better here on this possession.
It's certainly been a tough stretch, partner, for both of those units, and they kind of put their defensive mates in a really tough spot there by dropping the ball on the ground. But an easy way to make it up to them, get out there now and get some points on this drive.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Fields.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes.
2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now it's Fields. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Here comes the Bears punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time.
And the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
A first update now out of Jacksonville. And the Jags, they're out to an early lead there. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. The Bengals drive about to get going.
As the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner.
Trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Noah Igbenogany. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. So that potentially an important takeaway here in this second quarter.
Because what it does is give their offense a chance to put a drive together. They've got nothing on the scoreboard so far, so you have to think that they need something before the break. And now they have an opportunity.
On first down, it's Fields. Pass to Tony Pollard out of the backfield. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Now a shotgun handoff to Pollard. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's George. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Burrow will throw. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need their team leader on defense to get in their face right now and light a fire under these guys. They've got to start playing better assignment football and start getting guys on the ground.
First down. Here's Burrow. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there, but now it's 3rd down.
Not sure what happened there, but he just didn't get the right read on the coverage that time. Pass wasn't where it needed to be, and that'll send them back to the drawing board.
Final play of the half for Burrow and company. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left.
That might be the 3rd down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. Yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. And his throw is incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
Burrow's throw complete to Freiermuth.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 17 and a Cincinnati first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
12.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. So 1st and 10. And if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
James Daniels, the guard, called for the penalty there.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's Burrow. He's going to flip one out here to his running back.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
7th play of this drive coming up, and a long way to go on 3rd down.
11.
Now Burrow. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Dominique Robinson
able to record his 5th sack of the season. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Play action. It's Burrow.
Open man, that's the tight end Freiermuth. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line.
12.
Now it's Burrow. Buying time to his left. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
Well, sometimes an incompletion is the right play. And he showed that he's learned from his earlier interception on that throw. Instead of forcing it, he just tossed it away.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A great effort there.
His 16th rushing touchdown on the year.
As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that'll increase their lead to 28.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
78 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. On first down, Fields.
He finds his man, complete. That's George. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. It'll be a handoff to Pollard, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
You got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
On second and 11 now. Fields. And he's going to go down. They get to it back at the 40. He'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down.
Oh, you can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front seven. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
Well, there were a couple of extra defensive backs in the game, so he really had nowhere to go with the football despite his search for an open receiver. So he has to take off and run for it, but he comes up well short of the line to gain.
The kick by Lutz is good, and that will finish off this third quarter of play. And they won't be able to run another play. Time has expired on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Lutz now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remote's clicking off right now.
So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a third and long after that sack we just saw. Got a man, it's Chase, he completes it. Finding room at midfield, and he's going to step out of bounds all the way down on the other side of midfield.
A big play there for Cincinnati, and even 40 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10.
Burrow. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 13-yard line. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. From the 4, this is second down and 1. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. A great play there. With touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Bengals add on to their lead, and they appear poised to break this long losing streak. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Fields. Flushed out right. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 6. Fields now to throw. Going up top. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Chicago. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bears get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Lutz good on the extra point, and that will cut this lead down to 25. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Here we go, here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
But they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
It certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
11 Thomas. 11.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On 3rd down, Burrow. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. And he is going to lose yardage here. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
11-90.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And past the 30 down to about the 27.
Boy, 184 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
Gun. Stop. 12. 11 mighty. 11 mighty. 11,
Slot
11.
man moves right.
11 MT. 11 MT. Take. 11 MT. Take. 11. 11.
4th down. Here's Joe Burrow.
They'll find Williams on the slant. And he is going to have the Bengals 1st down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete.
And the Bengals are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Now a timeout called for by the defense as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. They'll try to run this one in. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
McPherson on for the point after.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. This taken in at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
To throw again on 2nd down. Fields. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Fields on 3rd down.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And that will write a finish to this ball game.